welcome to this episode of Taylor Teaches Yoga. I'm Taylor. I will be your teacher today. I want to thank you for showing up. So we'll just start in seated position, closing the eyes, starting to deepen our breath, really settling into our space, to our mat, maybe sitting on a blanket, though I don't require any props. I like sitting on a blanket, and I'll always put a blanket under my knees because I feel it's supportive, but you don't have to do that. Tuning in to how it feels when the inhale, that fresh breath comes into your lungs. Feeling the release of the exhale. Maybe imagining when you inhale, you're inhaling love, happiness and acceptance. And when you exhale, you're exhaling all the fear and the doubt and the blame and the criticism. Inhaling love and the joy and the light. Exhaling all of our inhibitions or fears or things that just aren't aligned with us. I'm going to invite you to take your hands to heart center and set an intention here. And we'll seal that intention in with one big, deep breath, breathing in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. I'll invite you to open your eyes. Wow, how are we doing? All right, cool. We are going to start with a supine twist. So everyone come to your backs. And we will gently take our hips to the right. And then we'll float our legs bent over to the left, making sure to keep that right shoulder blade on the ground. If you need to put a blanket underneath your legs, you're more than welcome to do so. That might feel nice. And we're just going to start getting in touch with our bodies here. So really feeling what that contact with the earth feels like. Maybe feeling a deep twist in your right side body. Maybe hearing the sounds around you and just allowing them to be part of this experience. And one more deep breath here. And we'll slowly come back to center, maybe wiggling out the hips or hugging the legs in before we do the other side. So we will move our hips over to the left, legs to the right, feeling that big deep stretch, keeping that left shoulder blade on the floor. And then twisting your head in the way that feels most relaxing to you. So if that's just keeping it neutral, that's great. If that's having it look to the right or to the left, that's also okay. Really warming up our spine for some motion today. On the next exhale, we'll just bring it back to center. Maybe we will just start rocking side to side, kind of massaging the low back, and maybe grabbing underneath the thigh or on the backs of the thighs, and just starting to rock slowly up, and then we will actually come into downward facing dog. Making your way to downward facing dog in any way that feels good to you. Making sure to keep a gentle bend in the knees and in the forearms and the elbows. First down dog to class. Maybe playing with bending the knees, feeling that stretch in each calf. when you're ready, make your way up to the front of your mat and we'll meet in a forward fold. Maybe holding the elbows and ragdolling a bit, maybe bending the knees. And on the next inhale, we'll come all the way up, reaching arms overhead, and then exhaling back to center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Here we're gonna make sure we've got a little bit of bend in our knees, our thighs will be rotated inward a little bit, tucking the tailbone, you'll feel that engage the abs. Maybe dropping or rolling back the shoulder blades, feeling the grounding presence of the earth, and also feeling that counter motion as it kind of pushes you back. So it's this common, like push and pull that we have this interaction. 2 deep breaths here. And on the next inhale, we're gonna come up, reaching the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands and stepping back into high plank. You can also drop your knees if you need to. From here, we're going to slowly lower down into Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Breathing in, and then exhale, pushing back to Down Dog. Let's speed that up a little bit. So, inhale, exhale, making our way to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway reach. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back into plank. And moving through your vinyasa. Be Cobra, Up Dog, but we're all going to meet back in Downward Facing Dog. And when you're ready, we'll reach our left leg up. If you want to take some open hip circles, you can. Otherwise, just leaving it up. And then we'll gently bring our left leg forward, stepping it in between the palm of our hands, maybe widening out your stance a bit as we come up into high lunge. Making sure you've got a bend in both knees in high lunge, you're not locking out any joints. We're going to slowly rotate out to Warrior 2. Feeling the strength here. And on the inhale, we're going to come into Reverse Warrior. Exhale, we're going to come back into Warrior 2. Inhale, we'll interlace our hands behind our back. And exhale, dropping into Humble Warrior. Dropping into that inner edge of your left leg, making sure that both of your legs still have some bend in the knees. Next exhale, coming up into Warrior 2. Now coming back into high lunge. Breathing, feeling strong here. And then slowly taking the hands down, low lunge. Before we step it back into high plank, and you can take this through a vinyasa or meet us back in Downward Facing Dog. All right, do the other side now. So I'm going to actually get on this side of my mat, but you'll be lifting your right leg up in the air, and maybe doing some circles, or maybe not. And then when you're ready, bringing it up through those hands. Planting the feet, maybe widening the stance, coming up into high lunge. Feeling the strength of your legs here. If you wobble, that's okay. That just means you're getting a little stronger. And exhale, we'll rotate that back foot out to warrior two. And warrior two, just making sure your legs are on the same line. So arms can come out. If your shoulders are hurting, you can hold them behind your back, take a break. Or maybe palms up, elbows bent. On the next inhale, we're gonna reach back, reverse warrior. Feeling that side body stretch. Exhale back to warrior two. Feeling that strength. And we'll take our hands behind our back, clasping them if you can. You can also take opposite elbows if that's a little easier. And then we'll slowly come into humble warrior, bending down to the inside edge of that right leg. Next inhale, we'll come back up into warrior two. And then we'll slowly come back into a high lunge, widening the stance if you need to. Breathing here, feeling the strength of your body. Ooh, maybe feeling a little wobble. Wobbles are okay. Exhale, bringing the hands down into a low lunge. Maybe rocking the hips forwards and back to get a hip stretch if that feels good to you. And then we'll step the right foot back, coming back into plank, or you can meet us in downward dog, and feel free to take it through some motion if you'd like right now. I'm going to be doing a vinyasa. All right, how are we feeling? All right, so we're going to actually come back down to seated and slowly make our way back onto our back. Now, if you have a wall available, this is great against a wall. If you don't, you can also just do it on your mat. That's what I'll be doing. But we're going to be coming back down onto our backs, setting up for an inversion that's pretty accessible for most people, where you just put your legs up in the air. And just let the blood flow come back to your heart easily. Letting go of effort here, feeling how the floor supports your body as your body pushes into the floor. Hanging out here. And as I said, if you have a wall accessible, you can also go up against the wall. If this is too intense for you, you can also bring your legs out to like a 90-degree angle. Maybe flexing the feet, maybe pointing them, maybe even taking some ankle circles here. Really play around, see what different things feel like. Or if you're searching for stillness, maybe finding some stillness. Maybe putting your hand on your heart and your belly and feeling the breath move through you. You guys are doing great. And then we'll slowly bring our feet back to the floor. Alright, we're gonna set up for bridge pose. So if you typically like some support under your bridge, you're welcome to use a block. This class does not require a block, you do not need one. But if you have one available and you'd like to use it, feel free to put it underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, we're going to slowly lift up one vertebrae at a time, up into bridge, pressing into the feet. And then maybe walking the shoulders underneath and clasping the hands if that's accessible to you. We're gonna hang out in bridge. Feeling your belly expand and deflate. Almost acting like you have something in between your legs. You're pressing forward, it's gonna help. And on the exhale, coming back down. Maybe rocking side to side. Oh yeah, that was pretty heating up, huh? Are you guys ready to do it again? I think you're ready to do it again. So let's set up for bridge again. And on the next inhale, we're going to gently rise one vertebra at a time. Coming up and holding, really squeezing, feeling that back bend. And exhale. One more deep breath here. And coming all the way down. This might feel kind of good to take your knees up to your chest and give yourself a big hug. And then maybe taking your knees in some circles clockwise. Maybe trying to time your breath up with the circles so that the inhales when they're closest to you and the exhales when they're furthest away. And then on the next inhale, we'll switch directions. And once you've had enough, just meeting back in that center place, giving yourself one more big hug. Just letting yourself kind of melt down. All right, I had some seated poses, but it's feeling so nice to lay down here. So I think we're just gonna take it into some more restorative yin poses on our back. So if you would like, I'm going to invite you to plant your feet and then put your right leg over your left quad, and then you're going to either grab behind your leg or behind or on your shin. We're just going to reach and press forward, kind of feeling this hip externally rotating. Yours could be further than mine or not as far. And we're going to sit here for a little bit, just feeling these sensations. Maybe flexing the foot if you're feeling something in your knee. You can also do this one against a wall. Same exact position. And that can feel really nice too. You can sometimes even get a deeper stretch that way. So just playing around if you do a wall handy. Sometimes it's fun to try new things. Sometimes we get so caught up in our routines and what we normally do that we forget that there's other way to do the same things. This comes up for me sometimes when my fiance puts the dishes away and they're not the way I would like them to be put away. That doesn't mean that they're done the wrong way. And it's also kind that he's doing that for me. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of openness to other alternatives. Breathing here, coming back to your intention. Remembering why you showed up today. And on the next exhale, just releasing down, maybe windshield wipering out feet, hip width distance apart, resetting the hips for the other side. So this time we'll put our left leg over our right quad and then grabbing either behind or on the shin, whatever feels best for you. Some days will feel different, and the two sides of your body might also feel very different today. And just letting that be okay. Letting that just be what it is without any judgment or criticism. We can be so hard to ourselves to the point where we forget just how beautiful we really truly are. That is our nature. Breathing here. Maybe if you get to an edge of sensation and you're like, oh, I'm able to just kind of stick here, maybe just feeling into that edge, backing out if it becomes pain. One more breath here. And exhale, coming back down, maybe windshield wipering out the legs a little bit. Maybe coming into happy baby here before we do Shavasana. Just playing around. Figuring out what feels good for you, or if you're ready to just come straight into Shavasana, hey, no judgment. The judgment-free zone here. So after you've taken it through some final movement, maybe just rolling back. I like to sometimes put a blanket under my head. I think that feels nice. And just settling in and allowing whatever noises that are present to be part of the experience, and whatever sensations you're feeling in your body, just allowing them to be. Maybe starting to soften your forehead or your jaw. Maybe allowing the breath to come and go a little easier, a little softer. I'll guide you out when the time is ready. Enjoy your Shavasana. Slowly bringing your awareness back to your breath, allowing the breath to deepen. Maybe starting to wiggle the fingers and toes and take it through some wrist or ankle circles. Making sure to do both directions. Reaching the arms overhead for a good morning stretch. Ooh. And maybe hugging the legs and rocking a little bit before going to one side. Slowly coming back to seated. Eyes open or closed, it doesn't matter. The hardest part of doing any yoga practice is simply showing up and being present on your mat, and everyone here today did that. So thankful, we are all just love and light and beauty, and my hope for you today is that after doing this practice, you can take your own love and light and beauty and share it with the world. Namaste. Thank you.